Hello, everybody, and welcome. Hi if you're watching this live, and hi as well if you're watching this back. So, I hope everybody's well. I am just in my cabin in Canada where I'm currently. Actually, this is where I sleep. You can see my bed. But yeah, just due to changing circumstances, I've had to do this live from here. So, hopefully, you can all hear me and see me well. And yeah, I hope that everybody is finding some time to rest, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the importance of that. So it's no secret that I'm offering a free rest and reset mini online course on the 14th of December to the 18th of December, which the sign-up link is below, with an amazing woman called Sarah, and her Instagram is also below. We would really love you to join us on this course, and it's actually a taster of our 8-week course that launches in January. So it's free to sign up for the 5 days. If you come to all 5 days, then you will receive a 25% discount on our 8-week course. But I wanted just to talk a little bit about the importance of rest, resting properly, and how we can sometimes confuse rest with, well, I definitely can, with other forms of relaxation. I've got 3 things that I wanted to say about rest and why it's so important. So the first one, which I believe is the importance of rest, is so that we can slow down and tune in. Because we live in a world which is fast-paced, is go, 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 go. Our day, we wake up, we have a coffee, we drink our tea, and then we go to work, and until the evening, until we sit down, sometimes we don't even sit down to eat our dinner. We go, we go, we go. And this is normalized in our society. This is normal. We feel that to work hard and to gain the life that we want, we need to work all the time and not let ourselves rest. So it's so important to be able to slow down and tune in so that we can get away from this fast-paced life. And this is because of our nervous system. And I'm sure lots of you are familiar with the nervous system and how it works. But the nervous system is essentially there to help us to adapt to our surroundings. So the nervous system, the autonomic nervous system, which is our breathing, our digestion, our heart, all of those things, is split into 2 categories, which is the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system. And the sympathetic nervous system is what is triggered when we are stressed. So what happens is something stresses us out, something makes us anxious, which could be suicide, or getting an email, which is stressful, or having too much work. And the brain releases signals down into the adrenal glands to release adrenaline and cortisol. And what this does is it's so instantaneous that it makes our heart beat so much faster, it makes our eyes get wider so that we can see better, it makes us more alert. It does all these things which are really great in short doses, but a lot of the time in our system, in our society, we are actually just running on this adrenaline, running on this cortisol the whole time. If I'm going too fast, by the way, you can always ask me a question. So it's really important to slow down for long-term health benefits. So that's the second reason that I think it's so important to rest. If we are in a state of chronic stress, which means that we never actually rest or never get out of this state, it is really, really taxing for our body. It's taxing for our heart, it's taxing for our glands and our hormones, it's taxing for our kidneys, which process the waste in our body and process our blood, and it's proven that we can get high blood pressure from all this long-term stress, which is really normalized in our society. So what we need to do when we rest is to activate that parasympathetic nervous system, which essentially our sympathetic nervous system is up here, that's our stress, and the parasympathetic nervous system acts like a brake on that. So what it does is it slows down our heart rate, it is rest and digest, so it's from first-hand experience know this, that when you're stressed and you eat something, that makes you feel calmer. So often when I am stressed, I will eat a lot of food in a very panicked way. And this actually is quite a smart move from the body and the mind, because what it does is it forces our parasympathetic nervous system to be triggered, because it forces the rest and digest system to be triggered. But obviously over time, that's not very good. It can cause things like adrenal stress, can cause weight gain or weight loss, and it doesn't create a very healthy habit with food. So when we are triggering the parasympathetic nervous system, we want to be doing this through things like taking a moment away from whatever we're doing, breathing, even lying down, however you feel like you need to rest and what works for you, because it will be really different for everybody. But what I wanted to touch on here is that resting and sitting in front of a program, the television, listening to a podcast, that can be quite relaxing, but it's not necessarily giving us the break from this high intensity, high stress life that we lead. Especially, I'm guilty of this. If we listen to podcasts that are business related or to do with our work, or are getting our mind to think in that way, of do, and create, that very much, even if we're doing something really relaxing, kind of like having a bath or having a sit on the sofa. So in order for us to be able to rest properly, we need to do something that is free of. What really helps is doing some breathing. Even 5 minutes of breathing is grounding, is centering. And in the moment, it's so hard to do the breathing because our bodies are in that state of stress. But as soon as you sit down and you force yourself to do it, you move away from that doubt, you move away from that feeling of, I don't know whether this is going to help, and you just do the practice. That's when we can really begin to ground ourselves. So breathing is a great way, and so simple, to move away and move towards stress, move away from stress and in towards rest. And yeah, and what I want to really highlight here is that these practices are simple. There's no acrobatics that needs to be done with them. We can just really simply come back into a place of calm. And the third reason that they're really important is because they're all cumulative. So the more we do these practices, the easier we can access this space of rest and relaxation. The more that we practice these things, breathing, however else you like to relax, the easier we will be able to move into that state of calm and relaxation. So it's kind of like a cumulative effect. The more we do it, the more we get back out of it. So breathing is a really great one to do, and I love breathing. If you've talked to me, you've met me, you know that I love breathing, and I love it because it's so simple and it's so effective. Other things that I love doing are going for a walk out in nature. I read somewhere that if we go even for a 10-minute walk outside with no headphones and we listen to the sounds around us, it can have effects that last for the next 7 hours even. So it's really, really powerful and so simple again. Yin yoga is a great practice as well for slowing down and being still and just being. And I've got another live video that I've done on why I love yin yoga, and you can also take part in my 7-day challenge, which I'll link below. Yin is just an amazing practice. I think especially for people who are in this routine of a very stressful life, which, you know, a lot of us are. It's the 21st century and some people have very stressful jobs. Still carving out that space of half an hour a day into a routine for stillness, of calm. You don't necessarily need to do a vinyasa or a dynamic practice. You have enough of that high intensity stuff going on in your life anyway. I think some people would benefit more from doing yin yoga and just finding some stillness, although it can be really challenging. In terms of yoga as well, just practicing shavasana. So shavasana is this really beautiful metaphor for rest, and actually shavasana means corpse pose. So it's to do with death, really, practicing for death. And in death, we are obviously very still. The body is still, but it's a metaphor for our yoga practice, from the start, we have this journey of life through the class, and then you come and lie down and you essentially die at the end of the practice. And then as you come back to being seated, you are reborn into this new state of energy that you've created for yourself by being in this class. And I think that's a really beautiful metaphor, really beautiful imagery. But just lying down and just being, doing nothing for 10 minutes can be a really beautiful way to find rest. And of course, yoga nidra is a really great, often if we're stressed, that can seep into our sleep patterns, and then it's like a cycle. It will just keep coming. We'll not get enough sleep, and then we'll become more. Can take a simple yoga nidra meditation or any other way that you like to rest and practice it daily. I would say that daily practice in a routine is really, really important. So yoga nidra, the 45-minute practice is equivalent to 3 hours of REM sleep, which is this deep and slow brainwave pattern, which is when we are in the deepest part of our sleeping. So those are just a couple of examples of how I like to rest, and I'm sure that lots of other people will have different ways. People like to do things like drawing or connecting with themselves or meditating, and I'm not saying that any of these ways are better than others. I believe that you need to find your own way of resting, but that a routine of rest is as important as a routine of getting up early in the morning for your breakfast or for your spin class. We need to be able to carve rest into our lives and make it a more normal practice to be more restful and to be less stressed, because the long-term health benefits of being a more restful person are very, very clear in lots of scientific studies. We don't get this kind of chronic fatigue from all this stress hormones, and our body comes back to the space that it's supposed to be. That's all I really wanted to say on rest today. If you're interested in some of the practices that I've mentioned, do sign up to our 5-day free course. And if you're watching this in the future, then you can always still sign up and still get access. We're going to still be releasing it into the future, the access to it. But if you join us live, you'll be able to ask any questions that you have and get access to both Sarah and I and our wisdom on yoga nidra, yin yoga, meditation, hypnotherapy, and breathing, pranayama. So do join us, and I hope this has been a chat that's helpful to you. I would love to hear about how you like to rest, how you purposefully rest and carve that into your day. So do comment below and share this with anyone who you think could need it. We'll just end with a couple of seconds, couple of minutes of stillness. So get comfortable for a moment. Relax the muscles of your face, your eyes, your tongue. Feel the earth beneath you. And imagine a beautiful smile carving onto your lips. That smile spreading into your eyes, your face, and spreading into your heart. You can stay here for as long as you like in this stillness, just being with yourself. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. See you soon.